Hello students. In this video, we are going to learn a new topic and the name of the topic is comparing quantities. What is the meaning of comparing quantities? It simply means to compare two or more quantities. For example, here we can see in this picture, first two are compared and we can see 8 is greater than 6. Then in the next one, both are equal. 5 is equals to 5. And in the third one, we can say 6 is less than 8. So we can get to know which one is greater than the other. So same way in the second picture also we can see weighing machine is there and we can make out the first one which is 2 kg, it is less than 4 kg. So in this session, the topics which we are going to cover are these ones: ratio, equivalent ratios, proportion, unitary method, percentages, conversion of fraction to percent and vice versa, conversion of fraction to decimal and vice versa, conversion of ratio to percent and vice versa, increase and decrease in percentage, profit and loss, percentage, simple interest, and then at the last, assessment. So let's start with the first topic of comparing quantities, that is ratio. So in this video we are going to cover ratio, proportion and unitary method. So let's start. What is ratio? Ratio is the comparison of two or more quantities of same type by division. So two things you have to remember here. Quantities should be of same type, and when we are comparing, the comparison is by division. For example, here we can see, find the ratio of 8 kg and 4 kg. So we have to find the ratio where we can see ratio of the same quantities, as both the quantities are weight. 4 kg is also weight and 8 kg is also weight. So we can find its ratio. That means basically we just have to divide both of these. So 4 kg divided by 8. So here kg and kg will get cancelled. 4 into 1 and 4 into 2. So we'll get its answer as 1 by 2, which is written as 1 is to 2. It is read as 1 is to 2. These two dots we can see it is read as is to. So here if I change the question, if I change the question to this one, find the ratio of 4 meter and 8 kg. Then we won't be able to find the ratio because the quantities are not of same kind. So same kind, you have to be very careful. The quantities of same kind we can compare using ratio. So points to remember while doing ratio. First of all, ratio has no units. So here in the previous one we can see, as we have found the ratio we found in the form of simple numbers. So initially you can see the quantities has units. Kg is the unit, here also kg is the unit. But after finding the ratio, here we can see no units. Why no units? Because the same units, they are going to get cancelled. So that's why ratio has no units. Second one, A is to B is never same as B is to A. We can try this one. So we have done the question. 4 kg divided by 8 kg. So kg and kg got cancelled and we found its answer as 1 by 2. That means ratio of these two we found as 1 is to 2. But if I just do its reciprocal, so I can write it as 8 kg by 4 kg. See, A is to B, we can write as A is to B, we can write as A by B, which is not same to B is to A, means B by A. This two dots means we just have to write this division. So here we can see I have found the value of A by B Now it's reciprocal. Reciprocal is interchanging of numerator and denominator. So here numerator is 4, denominator is 8. So I have just changed it. So this became 8 kg by 4 kg. So kg and kg is getting cancelled, 4 into 1, 4 into 2. So I got my answer as 2 by 1. So a by b, which was the first fraction, its answer was 1 by 2, or we can say 1 is to 2. And b by a we got answer as 2 by 1, which is 2 is to 1, and both of these are not equals to each other. So you have to always remember this. A is to b is never same as b is to a. While solving the ratio, fraction has to be reduced to the simplest form. So what does it mean? Ratio means comparing two quantities of same units. So this is ratio because I have written two numbers in the form of a fraction, but I have to cancel it. I have to cancel this fraction to that point where further cancellation is not possible. So I cancelled it and I got the answer as 1 by 2. So this is known as the simplest form. This is known as the simplest form, and at this point no further cancellation is possible. So if I have another ratio, another fraction, let's take one example, 3 by 9. So if I have to find its ratio, it has to be reduced to the simplest form. So 3 into 1, 3 into 3. So this is 1 by 3. So this form is the simplest form. Why is the simplest form? Because no further cancellation is possible. No further cancellation possible. So always the ratio's answer should be in the simplest form. So one fourth point here you have to remember. So fourth point, I'll just name it as fourth point. So A is to B. When I have the ratio A is to B, it can be written as A by B. So here the first one as in numerator, it is known as antecedent. The name of this is antecedent. So here I'll write the numerator is antecedent, its name, and the name of the denominator is consequent. So these are just the name, like this is numerator, this is denominator. So in case of ratio, particularly because we are dealing with the simplest form, so numerator is antecedent. So you can remember the other name. The other name of numerator is antecedent and the other name of denominator is consequent. So next concept. So we have understood now what is ratio in any form, simple form, or in simple words, ratio means fraction. So what is the meaning of ratio? Ratio means fraction. You can remember this way, fraction in simplest form. So dividing a ratio in a given ratio. So when we have to divide a ratio, first of all, we'll read this and we will try to understand this with the given example. If A is a quantity which is to be divided, so ratio we are dividing in a given ratio. So how we have to do? If A is a quantity which is to divided in the ratio of m is to n, then ratio of parts formed. Ratio of parts formed is this, m by m plus n into A and n by m plus n, this also into A. So this as a formula you can remember, and now this language with the help of this question we will understand, with example we'll understand. Now what is mentioned here? This number. So here same way, A quantity which is divided, here this number is getting divided into two parts. So 480 is actually getting divided into two parts. So two parts means this amount, this money is being divided between Olive and Jane in the ratio 3 is to 5. So we have to find the parts. So how we can find the parts? It's very easy. What we can do, first of all, we'll add the ratio. So ratio is 3:5. We'll add this. So we'll just do 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. This is total parts. This is total parts. Now how we will find Olive's share? How we will find Olive's share? As per this formula M. M means this is the ratio. So I will just write here with this one. So this is M is to N. So M is 3 here. So 3 by 3 plus 8. 3 plus 5 into A. A is the quantity which is being divided. So that is 4280. So 3 by 8 is equals to 3 by 8 into 4280. So this we can divide. First of all, cancellation we can do 8 into 1, 8 into, so here we are going to do cancellation. So if you don't know cancellation, you can just do the division. So division we can do. So 4280 we can divide by 8. So 8 into 5 is 40, then 28. 8 into 3 is 24. Then this is 40. 8 into 5. So we got 535. 535. Now 3 into 535 we can multiply. So 3 into 535 we can multiply. Let's see what we'll get. Multiplication we all know how to do. So let's do multiplication. So 535 into 3. So 15. So 3 into 5, 15. So this is 1605. So we found Olive's share. How we found it? The ratio which is written in front of Olive, that is 3, divided by total parts of the ratio. Total parts of the ratio we found by adding these numbers, antecedent and consequent. We added 3 plus 5 is 8. So 3 divided by 3 plus 8 into the quantity which is being divided. So this is 4280. So Olive's share we found. So what is the share of Olive? Here I'll just write, this is rupees 1605. Let's find same way Jane's share. So what change we have to do? What change we have to do for this one? Only numerator here we have to change. So what is the number written? Ratio number, that is 5. So here we will write 5. So in front of Jane, so this type of pictures you can make, diagrams you can make, which can help you to solve the questions. So 5 divided by 3 plus 5. So that means total ratio, total parts of the ratio. So 5 by 8 into 4280. We can do cancellation here. So we'll get 535. Then 5 into 535 we can multiply. 535 into 5. So 5 into 5, 25, 15, 16, 17. So this will get 2675. 2675. So this is Jane's share. At the last, here we have found the shares of Jane and Olive. So you can check also when you are adding this. So 1605, which is Olive's share, and Jane's share we found as 2675. If we are adding these shares, so we can see here we are getting the same quantity A, 4280. So that means this amount got divided between Olive and Jane. So Olive will get 1605, Jane will get 2675. Now the next concept, I hope you have understood this, how to find the parts when something is divided in some ratio. Let's do the next topic, which is equivalent ratio. Equivalent ratio. So what is the meaning of equivalent ratios? When two ratios simplest forms are same, like example I have given 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is already in its simplest form. This is equals to 4 by 6. 4 by 6 when I do. So 2 into 2 is 4. 2 into 3 is 6. So 2 by 3 is equals to 4 by 6 because both the equivalent forms are same. Same way I can consider another example also. So this we can write as 6 by 9 also. 6 by 9 also if you do cancellation. So 3 into 2, 3 into 3. So that means 2 by 3 it is equivalent to 4 by 6. It is also equivalent to 6 by 9. So these all ratios are equivalent because their simplest forms are same, which is equals to 2 by 3. So when the simplest form of the ratios are same, so that means those ratios are equivalent ratios. So let's do one question. Find the equivalent ratio of 12 is to 16. 12 is to 16 we can write as 12 by 16. So these two dots we can write as fraction. So 12 by 16. Now how to find equivalent ratio? So this is very easy. Whenever we have to find equivalent ratio, one simple step we have to do, we can multiply numerator and denominator with the same number. We can multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number. So I'll get here 36. 12 into 3 is 36. 16 into 3 is 48. So 12 by 16's equivalent ratio is 36 by 48. One more we can find. So numerator and denominator with the same number we can multiply. I can also multiply it with 4. So this will become 48. 12 into 4 is 48 and 16 into 6 is 64. So equivalent ratio I can write 48 by 64. So all these are equivalent ratio. If you want, you can multiply with any number, but numerator and denominator of the fraction should be multiplied with the same number. So this way equivalent ratios we can find. So let's do the next topic now. We have completed ratio and we can see we have understood ratio in a very good way as it is very simple topic. Now the next topic which is related to ratio, this is proportion. So what is the meaning of proportion? Proportion means when two ratios they are equal. So we have done previously equivalent ratio. So here I gave you example 2 by 3 it is equals to 4 by Yes, so 2 by 3 is equals to 4 by 6. So these two ratios are equal. So I can write these two are proportional to each other. I can also write it as 2 is to 3 is proportional to 4 is to 6 because both the ratios are same. When ratios are equal, that means they are in proportion. So in proportion we have 4 quantities. So you can see this is A, this is B, this is C and this is D. In ratio we had 2 quantities, in proportion we have 4 quantities. So you can see I have shown you already the middle ones. The middle ones are known as means. See, middle ones are known as means. Middle also from M and mean also from M. You can remember middle ones are means. So their name. Like in case of ratio we did numerator is antecedent and denominator is consequent. So same way in case of proportion middle ones are known as means and the outer ones. Middle ones here are B and C. So outer ones are A and D. So outer ones are known as extremes. Outer ones are known as extremes. Then here product of means is equals to product of extremes. So we can see this example I can show you also. So here my means are 3 and 4. So 3 into 4 is 12 and here extremes are 2 and 6. So outer ones. So 2 into 6 is also 12. So we can see product of mean is equals to product of extremes. So this is a very important property of proportion you can remember. And the another important property is when three numbers are in proportion. So three numbers means only A, B, C. Then square of the middle one is equals to product of outer ones. So that means B square is equals to A into C. So these two properties you have to remember. Now let's do one question related to the properties of proportion. The mean proportion of which of the following is not 6? So mean proportion means we are dealing with here first of all three quantities. Mean proportion means you have to remember we are dealing with this case when three numbers are there. So the question says the mean proportion of which of the following is not 6. So basically there are two numbers and 6 lies between them. So what is the square of 6? Square of the 6 is 36. And now you just check all the numbers. If anyone, so we read this thing, B square is equals to A into C. Here I have A and C. Here first term is A and second term is 6. It's given to us mean proportion. So that means 6 we have to write in the center and C is the last proportion or third proportion. As per the property we know B square is equals to AC. So B square we know it is 36 and AC now these numbers are given to us, we can check one by one. So whichever's answer is not 36, that means that option, because the question says not. So we can check 4 into 9. 4 into 9 is 36 which is equals to 6 square. Then 2 into 18, this is also equals to 36 which is equals to 6 square. Then 3 into 8, this is equals to 24. That means this one is not. 6 is not the mean proportion between 3 and 8, because the last one also if you check 3 into 12 is also equals to 36. So if you multiply these two numbers and the number is equals to 6 square which is 36. So in that case only 6 is the mean proportion. So here in third example or third option we are not getting our answer as 36. So that means 6 is, I'll write so that no confusion, 6 is not a mean proportion. 6 is not a mean proportion between 3 and 8. Yes, so here we have completed ratio and proportion. The next topic which we have to do is unitary method. The topic which we have to do is unitary method. What basically we do in unitary method? We know the cost of more things. Some number of cost we know, as with the example I will explain you here. Cost of 5 ice creams here we know, that is 125. So cost of 5 ice creams is 125. And what we have to do? We have to find the cost of 3 ice creams. So some number, cost of 5 is given to us, cost of 3 we have to find. So how to find? There is a process. The name of the process or the name of the method is unitary method. And what you have to remember for this? First of all, we'll divide. First of all, we'll divide to find the cost of one. Then we will multiply to find the cost of many. First, we will divide to find the cost of one, the cost of one ice cream in this case, and then we will multiply to find the cost of 3. So how to do? You have to remember the process. First divide, then multiplication. First divide, then multiplication. So here I'll show you. First we have to do the division. So cost is given to us, cost of 5 ice creams. So this is given to us. So how much is this? This is rupees 125. So first divide. So cost of one ice cream we will find. Cost of one ice cream we'll find. How we will find? We'll divide 125 with this 5. So with this 5 we will divide 125. So 125 divided by 5. So this is the cost of one ice cream. So first step is division. Don't forget, first step is division. Cost with the number we will divide to find the cost of 1. To find the cost of 1. And in the third step, in the second step, like the statement is third but the step is second, cost of 3 ice creams. Cost of 3 ice creams. So here we'll multiply. So 125 divided by 5, so that we can do into 3 we can multiply. So here we can do 125 by 5, if you multiply you will get 25. So you'll get 25. Now here this 25 you can multiply with 3. 25 if you multiply with 3 you'll get rupees 75 as the answer. One more problem we will do. So first division to find the cost of 1, then multiplication to find the cost of many. One more problem we will do to understand this in a better way. So cost of 20 chocolates given to us. So we'll write cost of 20 chocolates, it's equals to rupees 320. So first divide, where we will find cost of one chocolate. Cost of one chocolate. We'll divide 320 with which number we'll divide? With this 20. Basically we are shifting 20 to other side and it will get divided. So 0 and 0 will get cancelled. 2 into 16. So we'll get our answer here as 16. So cost of one chocolate is 16 rupees 16. Then what we have to find? Cost of 35. Cost of 35 chocolates. So first step division is done. Now multiplication. Multiplication with this one. So 16 into 35. 16 into 35. Let's multiply. So 35 into 16. 6 into 5, 30. 18, 19, 20, 21. Then 35. So we'll get our answer as 560. So cost of 35 chocolates is rupees 560. So here you just have to remember first division, then multiplication in case of unitary method. So here we have completed 3 topics. First one is ratio, then proportion and unitary method. Which question we have done just now, unitary method. In the next video, we will be doing percentage. So thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed the class along with me. I really enjoyed taking class of this topic. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye everyone.